right, here we go, streaming live. I think is it going already? Sweet. Got a little yellow thing right here. But if you guys are here, what is going on? There we go. I am live. Thank goodness. Hopefully the audio and everything is good. So I'm going to wait for you guys to show up in the live stream. I'm doing it at a little bit of a weird time. So, hey, there we go. Everybody's here. What's up, Cynthia? What is up, Blank? What's up, Semper Fidel? What's up, Cameron? What's up, Fizzle? What's up, Moses? What's up, everybody? Riley, Spice, Haley, Storm, all those. Luke, loud and clear. Awesome. Yes, good audio. That is freaking great. For some reason, from the time of me being gone in training and then coming back, like, the software stuff did something weird. So, I've had to change a few things. So hopefully everything is okay. Drifter Master, what is up? Dr. Nobody. Been here since 5K, but seems like you blew up. Yeah, it feels like I've blown up. But yeah, 5K was a long time ago. Let's see if my stream fixes itself here. But anyways, what is going on, everybody? I'm doing great today. Got some work. Funny story while things are kind of loading here. Funny story, I've recorded some videos, and so you'll see me in this shirt in videos like tomorrow. But I literally had, you know, like one of those weird like brain fart moments where you just like do something stupid and like you're not thinking, you're just like going through the motions, and then you just do something really dumb that makes no sense whatsoever. Well, I did that with these videos, and I compare it to what I told Kelly. I compare it to one of those times, like, let's say you're going to put something in the sink, like you're done eating your food, but then like you go and you're about to throw away your food in the trash can, and you're like, what the heck am I doing? Well, I put my files on my computer. I was putting it on the SD card, and I literally just deleted the files. Like I just straight up deleted the videos that I just shot straight off the SD card. So I had to download some software to recover it. So that was actually really cool that I actually did that. I was like, holy crap, I gotta re-record like these 3 videos that I just did. Anyways, just saw a live stream pop up, clicked right away. Guitar Guy, thank you so much. I know, like I said, it's a weird time to do the live stream, but I'm doing it whenever I can. Kelly is at the gym right now, so I'm getting the live stream in while she's doing her own thing. Blow up like a nuke. You look relaxed after a cruise. I am relaxed. If you guys missed the cruise vlog, it's like a very long video, but I think it's kind of cool. It was kind of weird trying to compress a whole thing, and I just wanted to record little tiny bits of each day and kind of just throw it all together. And you know, it's pretty cool. It's a nice little glimpse, I guess, into, you know, the what we did. Your live streams are the best. The Vortex, man, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Here it's literally 11 p.m. What time? Like, where are you at? What time is it? It's 11 p.m. there. Yeet. Any advice? I'm on the way to bidding with an option 40 contract. Are you literally on your way right now? Deshaun Sharps? Anyways, any advice? Yeah, you're on your way. So, you know, the biggest advice that I could give, like right at that moment, will be like, when you get to basic training, kind of scope out some people. Don't make friends with the troublemakers right out the gate, because if you do make friends with people who are troublemakers, let me refresh my page, and like you get in trouble and you're with them, and the drill sergeants associate you with those troublemakers, you're just gonna have a much more rough time at basic training because of that. So that's a little final tip. Hey Matt, this is my first time on your live stream. Thanks for having me. Paul, thank you for coming out. One little thing, I wanted to give away some more of these coins, right? So I did this the other day. It actually took a while for people to do 5 things, but I said that if you add one of these shirts, like it doesn't have to be this color, but if you have one of these shirts with this logo in the cart with 2 items, so this shirt and another one, then I'll send you guys one of my challenge coins that are right here. So, and they're numbered. There's only a certain amount of them because I have several of them over here, and I was really thinking about it because I didn't give many away because previously I had to spend $100 on the store. I'm like, I'm gonna be first lieutenant soon, so at some point I'm gonna have to get rid of them somehow. So might do certain little things, and for the past week or so I'm gonna do this. So this shirt, link is in the description. Just wanted to mention that. Can I join the military if I have PTSD or OCD? Yeah, OCD is fine. PTSD, I guess if you're diagnosed with PTSD, that might be an issue. Back Mac, which military YouTuber would you have a boxing match with? And by the way, this is coming from the friendly back and forth between JT Suits and Kyle Gott. Are they going through a little thing right now? I mean, I would box anybody because I've done boxing and MMA and fighting and stuff like that. So, I mean, I would be down with it. It would be fun to just do like a video of us doing like little sparring things. I may seem like a friendly guy, but I do enjoy, fighting. It is fun. Matt, can I join the military? But what was the rest of that question? It was I guess it would just be anybody, even if somebody's way bigger than me. I'm totally down. Can I join the military? I just asked to answer that question. What happens if you was diagnosed with a mental disorder back in 2016, but you're perfectly fine now? Will I be able to join the Army? That is under one of those question categories of I don't know the answer to that, and you're just going to have to ask a recruiter and then potentially ask another doctor to get an approval to join. So you might bring that up to your recruiter and then them tell you, hey, you need to get a doctor's approval. You may have already got one, but they may want you to get another one from maybe a different doctor or something. So again, you just had a mental disorder, so I'm not sure exactly what it is. So tell your recruiter about it, and you hopefully will be good to go. Shipping to Fort Jackson September 3rd. Who else? Maurice. I'm sure there's several others. Brian, we leave the same day. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys are leaving up here soon. Now is a fantastic time, in my opinion, to be leaving. The weather's going to be great. Divine Wolf, what do you think of the National Guard? I think the National Guard is perfectly fine. I'm in the Army Reserves. The National Guard is very, very similar, right? In regards to what you do, the National Guard is like a state kind of thing. So you might do some natural disaster stuff. That's honestly kind of like a pro in a sense. Like if you want to get some experience in maybe like some disaster relief stuff, especially if you're in like one of those southern hurricane states, that would be kind of like a cool little experience. How many years is your contract? So right now I have a little bit less than 3 years until like the earliest point in which I can get out. And at that point in time, my earliest point in getting out would be 8 years. And then I'm on the IRR for 4 more years or so. So my contract is up in 3 years, but since I'm an officer, I'm never gonna like re-enlist, right? When you're enlisted, you enlist and then you re-enlist and you re-enlist. And for officers, it's like you have your initial obligation of what you do, which is 4 years, unless you do ADSO or BRADSO, then it could be 6 years or 8 years. And then after that, it's like you basically stay in as long as you want, or you could get out. What did Kelly send me? Kelly just ran 2 miles. So cheers to Kelly. She did it on a treadmill, 20 minutes and 22 seconds? Which is pretty good. You got that ramp up speed on treadmill. So basically 20 minutes, 2 miles. For her, it's really good progress. She's been making great progress on her running. I think the first time she was running, like when we first started got together and stuff, like I think she struggled to do like a quarter of a mile without stopping, and now she's doing straight 2 miles easy without stopping. I'm trying to get her to do like a 3 mile run coming up soon. I think that would be cool. How many coins do I have left on estimate? I got a bunch in this box right here. So let's say that's like 40 or so. 40 coins. Does your bro have an IG or YouTube? My brother has an Instagram, which you can find his Instagram on my Instagram. If you just go and look at pictures with my family members, I've tagged my family members. And then he doesn't have a YouTube. I watch your video. What did she say? I watched your video of videos of a couple of months ago, and I'm about to binge watch them all because I'm shipping in a few weeks. Keith Arvin Ferrer. I probably ruined your name, but yeah, that's what I see a lot of people do. Is you might watch a video or two, and then it's like once basic training comes up, people will just watch a whole bunch of videos about stuff, which is great because people are leaving for basic training all the time, which means people are watching a whole bunch of videos periodically. But yeah, make sure you watch all those tip videos. Like the big thing, I would say watch the tip videos, and maybe what day one is like and stuff like that. Everyone is asking about military question, but nobody's asking about the important questions like, Matt, what was the best part of the cruise? The best part for the cruise, that's a good question, Andrew. Aside from just hanging out with Kelly, like a part of the cruise that I thought was fun, I really enjoyed Belize, which is where we went to the Mayan ruins, which is like, if you're curious where it's at in the vlog, I think it's literally right at 15 minutes in the vlog is where we go to Belize. And I really had a great time just going there and seeing all that, because I've never seen any kind of Mayan ruins or ancient ruins or anything. I've never been to like Europe to see Rome and all of that stuff. Like Mayan ruins is literally the oldest thing I've ever seen. And it was just really cool to just kind of just stand there, like when you're standing on top of the pyramids, and just be like, wow, like people used to be here and walk around, and there were sacrifices like right here. It was a crazy thing for me. So that was probably my favorite little part. I did like snorkeling too. That's actually a close second. I've never snorkeled before, and snorkeling with a whole bunch of fish and stuff around you was really cool. Watching Matt Ward videos is how my daughter got ready for basic. Kirsten Berglin, I appreciate that. Kyle was answering a live stream question about boxing. JT, he said yes, and it made a video about it, but you can tell by JT video it was completely friendly. Yeah, I'm sure for those guys, like I wouldn't even really believe it if it was like not a friendly thing, because I will friendly box anybody. I will friendly box my brothers. I just enjoy it, right? So maybe that'll be like a big military YouTuber box off or MMA off, which would be a little bit different and a little bit more dangerous, but that's what I had. I had more experience doing that than just straight boxing, because boxing is a lot different than what I'm used to, because I'm used to doing kicks and stuff as well. So anyways, but yeah, the best part of the cruise, Belize. Can you explain what happens when a health and wellness check is sent to basic by the recruiter? I'm not exactly sure what that is, so I'm not sure. Will I get disqualified from military if I forget to tell my recruiter about my fractured bone in my wrist years ago, but it showed up on my medical records? So if you don't tell them about a fractured bone, but it shows up, like if they find out about it, then you're just going to get sent home. Like you're not going to like be like, oh, you can't join the military anymore because you lied to us. You're just going to get sent home from MEPS. They're not going to pull up your medical records, but I mean, if you have a fractured bone and it's on your medical records and you're healed, I would just tell them about it so you can get all that sorted out. And so I always tell you guys, like, it's not, if you're not in a super big rush, like you have the medical documents, just get it over with, talk to them about it, get it all figured out. And then when you go to MEPS, you don't have to be worried about lying about stuff, because at MEPS they're going to really hammer into you if you're lying to them or not. So Anyways, what is the earliest age that I can join the military? 17 years old with a parent's permission, and then 18 years old on your own. Babe, why did you... Kelly Fur, that is my fiance right there. Just in case y'all are curious, the super chat came from my fiance, who is hot herself. And you can tell when you look at that vlog or any pictures that we take. What's up, Reed? I'm in class, but this is more important right now. Funniest military moment? Literally, I've talked about this before, but literally my funniest military moment, I think, to date is whenever this one guy at basic training lost his weapon, and then the drill sergeant just made him do a burial and a eulogy or whatever for his weapon and actually bury it, and like the whole company was around and watching him give his little speech and stuff. That's probably the funniest thing ever. I just finished my coursework before he went live. Yeah, like I said, it's a weird time to go live, but I'm getting it. I'm getting the live stream in. Trying to get back in the groove of live streams. But yeah, I actually have to pay attention in class now. Peace out, Matt. Thanks, Reed. Health and wellness question update. We just talked to my brother's recruiter, and he sent H&W check to him at basic because we've only heard from him one time. We are worried he will get smoked. So you're saying like they just sent... We talked about it. I mean, it seems like that's just a letter to say he's okay. But like if you've heard from him once, I'm sure he's fine. Did you say how long he's been there? You didn't say how long he's been there. So, I mean, you might only hear from him 3 times for the whole 10 weeks that they're gone. Let Kelly know we got her rib reference. Made us laugh too. Area 51 raid. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff about Area 51. I guess that's like a new little thing going on right now. Matt, did you ever have to go through any fear of dying or whatnot? In the military, I guess probably the only thing that I've done that you could really have died from, aside from just like dehydration if you're not drinking water, would be the obstacle course, the confidence course specifically, where you have to climb up stuff. Because the one where you climb up a rope and then you walk across these wood things, and then you climb up a ladder. So you climb up a rope, you walk across, you climb up a ladder, and then you go down a cargo net. If you type up an obstacle course on Google, you might be able to pick it out. But they just have like a blue mat under that. And it's like, if you fall and you miss the mat, I mean, you're like 40, 50 feet up in the air. Like, you could easily die. And it's just like a little mat. It would be so easy to just fall off. Like, as you're walking across the thing, they have like a little net underneath it to catch you. But when you're at the tip and you have to climb up the ladder and then go over the edge to go down the cargo net, you could fall and die. And I've done that like 3 times now, and every time I'm just like, you know, I'm not like scared of heights or anything, but it's so sketchy. It is so sketchy. I'm telling you. Colberg Gang with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the tips. I leave for Fort Leonard Wood September 16th. That is like I said before, that is a phenomenal time to go to basic. You go September 16th, so 1 month, 2 months. Would you be back in time for home block leave? I'm not sure. But regardless, that's actually, in my opinion, a pretty good time. It would be a little bit cold for your final FTX, but like leaving like in August would be literally great, because as soon as you get to the part of basic training when you're doing stuff outside, like a lot of stuff outside, it's going to be great weather. Like, you're going to have like November weather, and which will be great. So do not raid Area 1. You will die. Hugs and kisses. Common sense. Yeah, that's what somebody asked me, if like what would happen if people actually tried to like raid Area 51. I'm like, well, they would get shot and killed. Like, You know. So that is what I think of the Area 51 raid. It is stupid. If you try to do it, you're probably going to die. Like if you legitimately try to do it and you break through and all that stuff. My birthday is going to be in basic. I leave Fort Leonard Wood August 12th. Yeah, my birthday was the day that I left for basic training. If you have your birthday at basic training, don't tell anybody about it. Pretty much like, I mean, obviously it'll just depend on who you're there with. But for us, they just made people do push-ups, right? And that was it. So it's not like a huge, you get smoked and you're just so dead and exhausted. Like they just made people do push-ups for a little while. Double Van with the $1.99 super chat. I went to Fort Leonard Wood from January to May this year. That's a pretty good time to go as well. It actually might have been really cold for the beginning part of that, actually. I probably wouldn't want to go in January. I went to my Bullock in February. That was a great time because in Georgia, like February and March, it's just starting to warm up, so that was great. What are you doing after you're finished with the military? Z-Man Overstreet. Well, I don't plan on being done and retiring from the military until at least 20 years, which would be 16, it's like 15 and a half years from now. So basically 15, 16 years, I don't know what in the world my life is going to look like. So I don't know, hopefully exactly what I'm doing now. If literally, I would be so happy if when I retire from the military, I have documented my entire military career on YouTube. That would be freaking awesome for me. And then, I would love it if I'm still doing YouTube and I'm still doing software development stuff, right? Because right now I'm doing what I want to do. Literally, like my dream is what I'm doing right now. So if I'm still doing this, that would be great. Run for president. I'd vote for you. I asked Kelly the other day, I said, what would you do or what would you say or would you feel? I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said, well, how would you feel if I ran for like Congress or something one day? And it wasn't good. So you have to have your spouse's support. But really, I wouldn't want to. I would not want to be president, that's for sure. And I wouldn't want to run for Congress or anything because, like, I don't think I speak politically correct enough. Like, I don't curse, but, like, I just don't think I speak the proper thing. I kind of just speak however. And then also, like, man, you could just be perfect and they will just totally destroy you. And they just nitpick at every little tiny thing you say. And I don't want any part of that in my life. So, I would not run for anything. Double Van 199. Lowest was minus 21. Thoughts on ROTC for school? ROTC would be great if you're wanting to do officer. For me, personally, biased or not biased, I think the best route would be just to do ROTC instead of OCS. You do get a better chance at getting the job that you want if you do ROTC. Because the way it goes is like you got your West Point people. They get like first choice at their MOS that they want for an officer. Then you have like ROTC people and then OCS. So it's just like the way it works. Like if there's like 6,000 lieutenants and there's all these things, they'll talk to you about it and it's really complicated. But basically, it's kind of like OCS gets second pick at the officer MOSs. Destiny, 199 super chat. Thank you, I appreciate it. You want to go active at any point? No, I don't want to go active duty. Because a few reasons. Number one, I can't do what I'm doing now, which is what my dream, everything is the life that I'm living right now, right? So if I went to active duty, then that would change and I would have to stop doing several different things. YouTube would have to be cut back as well. I couldn't do any software development stuff. It's not what I want at this point in my life anymore. And I do want to deploy, right? So staying in the reserves and the National Guard doesn't mean that you're never going to have active duty time. It just means your job is a different job and then you do military stuff. which is what I like, which is what I always tell people is reserves and guard is like the best of both worlds in my opinion, because you can always do additional training in the reserves and the guard. You can always at some point decide to do AGR, or you could decide to switch to active duty. So anyways, become a warrant officer or become a warrant before you have a kid. Congratulations on the engagement. Thank you, I appreciate it. But I'm definitely not going to become a warrant officer after being an officer. To me, that's definitely a step down, especially not just pay grade and rank, but no, I'm not going to be a warrant. I've always wanted this, but if you have asthma, are you able to join if you have to take an inhaler for too much exercise? No, yeah, if you are currently have to take an inhaler, you can definitely not join. 100% you can't join. And then the rule and the regulations is if you've been diagnosed with it at the age of 13 or earlier. So if you were 12 when you were diagnosed with asthma and you have and you were good after that, I guess you could say. I'm not sure. I have a video on it, so if you literally type in Matt Ward asthma, the video will come up where I explain the details and all that stuff. So, but yeah, if you need an inhaler, you can't join. Just imagine like doing stuff and running around in the desert with dust and stuff everywhere. Does your recruiter need your medical records? No. So they're not gonna they're not gonna pull up all of your medical records. They're gonna go off of what you've provided, and then you go to MEPS, and then they basically look at you. They test you for all of this stuff. They do all of their tests, but they're not going to pull up your medical records. So if you have something on your medical records that you would not feel comfortable with them knowing for whatever reason, they're not going to know about that unless you tell them about that. But if you have a scar from a broken forearm or something right here, and you have staples or stitches or whatever, and you can see the scar, they're going to find out about it, because at MEPS they basically, you strip down to your underwear and they inspect your body. Kelly's. Oh, you're trying to say make me laugh. I didn't read. If Kelly's listening to this, I didn't actually look at the picture that you sent me to try to make me laugh. I do plan to go into politics after I retire from the military. My wife said she'd support me. You are correct. Always include your spouse in plans like that. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, that's great. I just, I'm living my dream job right now. Politics, I think, maybe I could make a difference, but maybe I can make a difference in other ways. I think it would be cool to be on a military board or something and make decisions for the Army. I think that would be cool. So if I were to retire from the Army and then work with the Army on stuff, that would be a cool job. So if anybody knows anybody out there. Destiny with the 99 in super chat, that is awesome. Do you know any 17 Delta cyber ops, and do you think it will translate better for going into software development or IT in general in civilian career, or 25 Bravo is better? 17 Delta is 100% better because you're actually doing some coding and command line stuff. You might not be actually writing code, but you're at least be doing some stuff. I'm not sure to the extent, but I do know you're going to be doing a lot of coding. The application and stuff has a problem in Java in Java that you have to say the answer for. It's super simple. It's like a for loop and a while loop or something. At least the one that I took was 25 Bravo. You don't actually learn how to program, right? So you program a switch and program a router. That's what they told me. I didn't really know anything about switches and routers, so I thought you were programming. But it's you're writing commands, but you're not actually doing any programming. But with cyber, yes, you are. It will definitely translate. It would be really awesome. Really, really, really awesome. In my opinion, it would be awesome. And at some point, I would actually like to switch to a cyber officer. I'm going to have to make that decision in the next couple of years. but at some point I might actually do that. Maybe when I switch it, Captain's Career Course. I'd vote for you, Matt. Do you think a unit supply specialist is a weak job? Ally or Ally, I'm not sure what you mean by a weak job. Supply is actually really important. So if you have a good supply sergeant, supply specialist, or whatever, that's good. Like if you are good at that job, you are highly valued. Kelly said, "Gotta start my workout and stop watching the live stream." Love you too, babe. New member. Oh, membership. Which reminds me, I gotta update the emblems and stuff for that. But awesome, everybody! Welcome, Hunter McEachern. I don't know how to say that last name. I've never seen that before. That is one thing that you will learn and see in the military is a whole bunch of last names that you have never seen in your entire life. Because like you live in your certain area and there's a bunch of common last names and things like that. And then, you go outside of the area and there's a whole bunch of different ones. Yeah, happens in the military all the time. Do they test for mushrooms in the Army? I'm not sure about mushrooms specifically, but they do random drug tests and random alcohol tests and stuff like that. How do you become a member? On the screen on either a video or the live stream, there is possibly a join button. It's like next to the subscribe button. There's like a join button. And then like once you become a member, like in the chat, like your name is like more bolded and you get the little flag icon. So if you look at other people, let me see if there's anybody else. It's not in the chat right now. Hey Matt. What do you think are some good things to invest your money in after training? By the way, I'm at 88 Hotel and live in North Carolina. Got to represent. Awesome. Where are you at from North Carolina? But anyways, so it depends on how much money you have. So I have a video on what to do. Whenever you drink these drinks, it makes you burp a lot because they're carbonated. So I'm sorry if I look like I'm burping a lot. But anyways, I got a video on what to do with your enlistment bonus and in my opinion on that. And there's all kinds of different things that you can do with your bonus, with your money from training. And then a lot of it is going to depend on like how much money you have. So if you only have like $500 to invest, it's like, well, there's not that many things you do. And in my opinion, if you were to just start with $500, I would look at things to flip. Like online, like go on Craigslist, go on Facebook Marketplace, buy a few things that is in a field that the value of something, and try to talk the people down because it's not going to hurt you to talk somebody down. So try to talk them down, buy something, flip it, and you can turn $500 into $1,000 really, really quickly if you put in the effort to do that, which it doesn't take much time or effort. The only time it would really take is when you go to pick up the item. But anyways, I think the stock market is also awesome, something that's always good. You kind of missed the crash that we had recently, and then trying to get into real estate. I did some stuff with mobile homes, which is something that's really affordable as far as real estate, because you're not getting a $200,000 loan to do this house, and you got like, oh crap, what if this all goes belly up? I got this $200,000 loan. If you get into mobile home real estate stuff, let's say you just buy a mobile home for only $10,000, right? And you put $200, $2,000 fixing it up, and then you can rent that out. And so I think that is a super cost-effective way to get into real estate, and it's kind of like a beginner level because you don't have those humongous loans. So if you could get in with that, or maybe get in with a partner on that, that would be good. And then, or put your money in a high interest savings account or high return or whatever. So yeah, so those are some thoughts. I got a whole video on it. Hunter, the new member, I'm wanting to be an 11 Bravo. I have to lose weight through those. Saw your videos. Keep me motivated. I'm not sure if there was a misspelling thing there or if I just read that super awkwardly. But no, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a lot of fitness videos in general topics. I don't have like fitness videos of like me in the gym that much. Those are like in vlogs. But as far as like general military tip fitness, I do have some videos on those, and you can probably type in Matt Ward fitness or something, or Matt Ward running, Matt Ward push-ups, Matt Ward sit-ups, and some tips will come up. And we got Caleb Henley with the $2 super chat. So should I get a laptop for AIT? I'm 25 uniform. Yeah, you could get a cheap laptop. Today would be a great day to do it because it's Amazon Prime Day. Yesterday and today. So you could probably get a really cheap laptop on Amazon Prime. But you can have laptops at AIT there. So yeah, I think it'd be nice to have a laptop. Destiny with a $1.99 super chat coming at me with these super chats. It's crazy. Going in as an E3 really that different? Is going in as an E3 really that different than E2? I would say yes, because number one, the pay jump from E2 to E3, is one of those substantial ones. So the ranks, like some ranks, like is not as big of a pay increase as other ones, and E1 to E2 not super big. E2 to E3 is pretty big. Specialist to sergeant is pretty big. Staff sergeant to sergeant first class and things like that, and first lieutenant to captain is a big one. But anyways, I think it's big as far as like respect and things. Like no, you're still a private, but the pay is big. Hey, I'm a semi-new subscriber. Are you still in real estate? I sold my, like I said, I had 3 mobile homes. I sold them because basically I had 2 people move out at the same time, and I was just like, I tried to fix up one to get ready for a new thing, and I just didn't have the time because at the time I was a full-time college student, because this was my last year, my senior year, and a full-time college student in my senior year. I was working a job that was about 30 hours a week, and then I was also doing YouTube, which was about 30 hours a week, and then still going. The gym is a big thing, so like people might not understand, like if the gym is important to you, it's almost kind of like a part-time job almost, because like if you spend 2 hours a day 5 days a week, that's 10 hours a week, right? So if I'm working 50 to 60 hours a week, and I was a full-time college student, and I'm going to the gym and stuff, it was a lot, right? And I had 2 people move out at the same time, and I was just like, this is a lot right now. I'll get back to this real estate stuff later. So I sold all of them. Massive Technology Group over here with a $10 super chat. Massive super chat. I need a drink. I'm still just rusty on these live streams. I think my throat, I just need to start doing them weekly and stuff again. Or maybe I should do a live stream with Kelly this weekend. Comment yes, do one with Kelly for that. I want to become a pilot through the Street to Seat program. Do you have suggestions or pointers? I do not know what the Street to Seat program is. I'm just pretty honest with you guys. There's a lot of programs in the military. You're never, ever going to learn them all. You can talk to sergeant majors, generals, people who've been in for 20 plus years, and they won't know them all. I don't know what the Street to Seat program is, but by far the best way to become a pilot and the fastest way and the cheapest way is by the military. Like, hands down. Like, if you want to be a pilot in your life and you're not coming from like a rich millionaire family where they can just pay for all of your pilot lessons and give you a plane and all this stuff, like the military, like you're gonna go military, right? You can go either Army or really Air Force, I guess, Navy too. Do the Marines even have like an air thing? I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm sorry I don't know anything about the Street to Seat program. What does become a member mean? Does it cost anything? Becoming a member is like it's like a way of supporting me and the channel. It's like $5 a month on the day that you become a member, and basically the perk that you get is like whenever you could see that Hunter left their comment, right? You can see up above they have that little icon that helps me identify them. I gotta update the other ones and it'll show you like how long somebody's been in, but at the time I don't think I had anybody who was in longer than 6 months, because I think it changes after 6 months. So I've got to update that. So Hunter, if you stick around for longer, I'm going to be adding some new emblems. But that's basically the thing. I will see your comments a lot easier, and it's a way to support whatever YouTube channel that you want to support. James Morris, I have not deployed yet. And you become a member by, oh, I already answered that, by hitting the join button. Yes, bring Kelly. There's not that many yes brings Kellys, so, you know. But I would love to have her on a live stream again. So, guys will have to come out and support it. I'm telling you, you're just going to have to come out and support the live stream. If you see Kelly in a thumbnail, you know, come out and support it. Leave a positive comment. You know, she's new to this whole YouTube thing, so all of your support for her would be great. More door reviews with the $1.99 super chat. I'm picking infantry, and the bonuses are awesome. So yeah, infantry. Somebody had just messaged me on Snapchat that I read, and they're getting a $40,000 bonus for infantry, which is literally great. I got a $15,000 bonus, and I started all of my real estate stuff from that initial $7,500 thing, right? And then the next couple years, you know, getting the other stuff. So, I mean, that's great. Like getting $40,000. That if you use that money correctly, right, your initial bit that you're going to get is probably going to be about $15,000 after taxes, because it is going to be taxed. I actually talk about that in a video coming up. But I mean, if you use that right, like that would be great. You can really start some good stuff with that. And let me scroll down. You guys are super chatting like crazy right now. Destiny over here again with a $4.99 super chat. Did being a 25 Bravo first better prepare you for signal officer, or does it really make a difference because of OCS? So yes, so for becoming a signal officer, yes, 25 Bravo helped me a ton. So if you're a signal enlisted MOS and you want to be a signal officer, any enlisted signal MOS is going to help you out a lot. 25 Bravo or 25 Uniform, or I think 25 Sierra maybe, are like really like the three like big ones that are going to help you out a lot when it comes to like becoming a signal officer, because the course for a signal officer is 4 months long. You got Common Core, that is the first month, and then that's just like things that you should already know. It's kind of like retelling you things you already know. And then the middle 2 months, you're learning signal stuff, right? And basically the whole first month, you're learning 25 Bravo stuff. So almost half of what you learn in signal officer Bullock, almost half, like, are things that you're at least familiar with just from the experience of being a 25 Bravo and being enlisted. Because just because you're a 25, well, I guess you could say, just because you're not a 25 Bravo doesn't mean you're going to get experience in some 25 Bravo things, because it's just 25 Bravo is information technology. So, you know. Anyways, yeah, it helps a lot. And then Harem Bifredum. Gosh, I'm so bad with names. And I'm sorry. As far as I can tell, E7 to E8 or NCOIC of a platoon to NCOIC of a company is a huge leap in responsibility. However, I am curious as to the highest enlisted position at which someone is still in combat. Highest initial. Let me tackle that one. I mean, definitely maybe E8. E8 you might be if you are in a combat MOS. So I would say E8. If you're a sergeant major, I think that would be really crazy to have a sergeant major out there. But yeah, so like going from a platoon responsibility to a company, which if you're an NCO and you're in charge of a company, that means you're a first sergeant. Not a master sergeant is not a company leader, right? They're a leader in the company, but they're not. You got your commander and you got your first sergeant. A master sergeant, it would be like have some other role. But yeah, so platoon to company is a big responsibility. So I totally agree with you. It's the same thing for officers. You got your first lieutenant and second lieutenant, where you're like at the platoon level, and then the captain, you're at like the company level. And that is why the pay jump from first lieutenant to captain is so big, because you have a big jump in responsibility. I made an entire video on that, which in life and in the military, you get paid based off of your responsibility and the problems that you can solve, and all the things you're in charge of. So anyways, got a whole video on it. It's crazy how many things I've made videos on. Street to Seat. Oh, Massive Technology Group with the $5 super chat. Again, Street to Seat is going to boot camp, then going to warrant officer and flight school right after. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but yeah, I mean, that sounds fantastic, especially if you have that on your contract. I mean, that's fantastic. That's what I think about that, because I think the original thing was like what I think about it, or if I have information. I don't have any information on it, but that sounds amazing. Are there Hunter over here with another super chat? Goodness gracious, you guys are killing it. Are there certain jobs in the military that won't let you become an officer? Are there certain jobs in the military that won't let you become an officer? So, how do I answer this one? Hey, Kelly's back. I just saw that. I was looking at the super chats, so babe, I'm sorry if I missed it. How do I answer this? Are there certain jobs in the military that won't let you become an officer? So, I talk about it in a recent video of why MOSs and jobs are different. It's because they're just completely different jobs. And if you are an enlisted MOS, then the officer MOS isn't the same. So, there's not any enlisted MOS. Like, if you want to switch to become an officer, if you get approved for it, you're just going to switch to become an officer. There's really nothing against it. So, I mean, I would just like to say no. Like, I don't think there's any jobs. Like, you could pretty much be any job and then at some point in your career want to switch over to be an officer. The only thing that would be weird, or the only thing that holds you back, is your age. And then most people don't switch after E6. I have seen some E7s switch over. But yeah, that's the two things. Like, you got to do it before a certain age is really the only big restriction that I know of. I decided not to do the military because I want to be rich. Zahir K. That is a big misconception right there. That's a really big misconception. If you want to be rich and you want to join, if you want to do things that will make you money, then for one, go the officer route, because you'll make a bunch of money, right? So like when you're a captain in the military, I think whenever I'm a captain, so let's look this up. Army officer pay 2019. Number one, the military increases their pay by roughly 2 to 3% every year. But let's say I'm a captain. By the time I'm a captain, I'm going to have 4, 6. I'm going to be in the 6-year thing. So my base pay, if I was on active duty orders, will be just under $6,000 a month. Now, that's $6,000 a month for my base pay. And for me, if I'm on orders, that means I'm getting BAH, which my actual pay, if it's like this last time, will be about $7,500 a month. $7,500 a month. So if I'm deployed and I'm doing that and I have a family, I'm probably going to be looking at getting somewhere close to the $9,000 range. And if I was deployed, that would be tax-free. So $9,000 a month tax-free if you deal with your money right. And that's just for a captain. For me, having been, whenever I reach captain, if I get deployed, like, you deal with your money right, you can be rich by my standards from that. So, and then you can also get bonuses and, you know, things like that. Like if you have student loan debt and then you get the student loan repayment program and you have like a bunch of money in student loans and you get that paid off, like that's just more money for you. Anyways. Oh, look at Kelly over here answering questions. He has a bachelor's degree in computer science, and yes, he plans on going for his master's as soon as next year. Yeah, I would like to go back to my school for my master's degree whenever I have the time. And honestly, it really wouldn't even be for like the pay jump. I just kind of like want my master's degree in computer science. What is something you do to help with stress? Realize that, you know, some of the things that you stress out aren't really that big of a deal. I don't really know. Something I do to deal with stress. You got to rationalize it. You got to try to think about what is and is not an actual problem. Because most things people stress about never happen. My recruiter is giving me a fitness test tomorrow. I don't run. What should I do? Well, after this fitness test and you get possibly embarrassed from your lack of being able to run because you don't run, after that, you need to start running. Very simple. I wouldn't worry about too much. Like, your recruiter's going to test you. They see people from all sorts of fitness levels, so don't stress about it. Hey, my mom's in the chat. Let's do this. Add moderator. All right, Mom, I added you as a moderator to the chat, so now you can delete and hide comments that are inappropriate. I have an extra toe. Can I still join? Do you really have an extra toe? I'm thinking of going airborne. Think it's a good idea? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's not only something cool that you can do in the military if you're not super terrified of heights or skydiving. It's not only something cool to do, you get promotion points for it, you get to wear it on your uniform, it opens up some opportunities for you in the military. So yes, I think it is good. Well, holy cow. Jacob Huffman over here with the giant. Literally, that kind of caught me off guard. 40 I can't even say it. $49.99 super chat. Wow. Been talking to Timothy a little bit and hearing his and your stories here on YouTube. They really helped me make the ultimate decision after wanting to join for several years now. Your videos have really helped out a lot, so here's $50. Are you at AIT with Tim right now? First of all, thank you so much for that. I really, 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 really appreciate it a lot. You know what you could do? I wouldn't want you to put your address. I can watch out for your name, and if you get one of these shirts on my thing, I can send you a coin for that. Because that's what you do. You give out these coins for excellence. And yeah, because I am doing a thing on my store. If you get 2 t-shirts, one of them being one of these with this logo, I'm giving you guys out one of these coins, which is my challenge coin. And Jacob, if you get anything, I'll watch out for your name and send you one of these. So thank you so much. I super duper appreciate it. Whew. If you have flat feet, can you join? Oh, I'm flustered. Yes, you can join if you have flat feet. If you are if you have the kind of flat feet where you're diagnosed and it's painful, then no, you cannot. I just fell down my side. Elliot, hey. I already said I would recommend airborne for sure. Carlos Black Mask 21, what's up? I'm going to 15 Tango with Black Hawk Mechanic Crew Chief. Do you know anything about this job? I do not. Like, as far as like the aviation sphere of things, I have not been exposed to any of that. I tried to get my TAC officer at Bullock to make a video. He was an aviation officer, but that wasn't happening. Anyways, do you know how OE pay works? I'm prior service with reserves time going back active duty. Okay, so you are in the reserves and you're going back active duty. Yeah, so OE pay. So if you don't know what OE pay is, for those of people that don't know, that means you are now an officer, but you get a little bit of like a bonus, kind of like your base pay is a little bit higher because of your enlisted experience, but you have to meet a certain threshold. If you're active duty, if you were active duty, it's basically 4 years of active duty time. If you have 4 years of active duty time, then you will qualify for OE pay, which is a big jump. Like for O1, for a second lieutenant, it jumps from like $3,100 a month to like $4,000 a month. So it's a substantial jump. If you are in the reserves before for OE, it goes by points, right? And the amount of points that you need is basically the amount of points that you would need if you were active duty for 4 years. So if you were just in the reserves for 6 years, if you were only in the reserves for 6 years, you're not going to have, I don't think you'll have the points to get O1E pay. But don't worry about it too much, because you will have the time and service years, right? You will have the time and service years, which will help a lot. So I just typed in this. I was just looking at the pay from a previous question. So like, you know, if you have 6 years of experience, O1E pay is $4,200 a month. If you have 6 years of experience and you're just O1, it's $4,1100 or $4,011. So it's $200 less. But the difference being is if you didn't have any years, you guys can look this up if you're curious. Just type in Army pay chart for O1. It goes from $3,300 to $4,000 for just O1E. So it's a nice pay jump. So anyways, that's how that works. You need those points if you're reserves. Destiny, again, goodness gracious, killing the super chat. Just killing it. Would you want to go airborne? Yes, I want to go airborne, and I want to go airborne ASAP. My unit, I've already communicated and talked with them about going to airborne school, and the first thing that they said I have to do is graduate from Bullock. Well, now that I'm graduated from Bullock, there's a few other things that I have to do, and then I'm going to have to wait for an open time to go to airborne school, and then I'll be going to airborne school, and I'm going to be making videos about it, and all that jazz. And it is going to be freaking awesome, and I am excited about going to airborne school. Are you allowed to tag at Matt Ward? Sorry for doing if not. Yes, it does a little orange thing. What's your height? I am 5'10". Would you recommend intelligence jobs? Yes. I have not ever worked with a dog handler. I'm 26. Why are you asking so many questions about my age, my height? Are you going to ask my address next? Which I'm not telling you. There's a P.O. box where you can send me patches for the wall. But my recruiter said I need to lose weight. I'm only 280 pounds. Yeah, unless you're like 7 feet tall, you definitely will need to lose weight. What actually is your MOS? I guess I don't know. Oliverus? Not sure how to say that altogether. But my actual MOS is 25 Alpha. 25 Alpha. With the name for that MOS being, or the title being Signal Officer. Signal Officer. I'm a 25 Alpha Signal Officer, right? Used to be a 25 Bravo Information Technology Specialist. Then I became a cadet when I was trying to become an officer, and I got the MOS of 09 Romeo, which is basically a placeholder MOS. It's not really a real MOS. And then now I am 25 Alpha qualified because I just graduated from my bullock back on June 6th. So, yes, I do have an extra toe. Will I still be able to join? I mean, I think so. I mean, if it's like, if it's not an issue or anything, it might be a little bit weird with boots. We would see. Have to see. Can you give a little insight on military police? So for military police, people have a lot of pros and a lot of cons for it. I'm kind of like, there's a lot of pros, right, in my opinion. From what I can see, from what I have heard, from what I have talked to with people who are an MP on the officer side especially. Talk to officer MPs. Anyways, obviously, when you're a lower ranking MOS on any MOS, you're going to have the crappier jobs, right? So you might be at the gate a little bit more. If you want to do certain specific things as an MP, those are things that are going to open up later on in your military career. So you join as an MP, whatever MOS you want to do in that field, and then maybe there's something that will open up whenever you become like an E5, right? There's also a lot of cool like schools and stuff that you can go to for being an MP. So I think because of the schools and because there's a lot of cool opportunities as an MP, I think it's really great. If you're into that field, I mean, especially if you want to be a cop later on in the civilian world, definitely. But I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Ugh. Emily W., would you recommend going to a military academy, ROTC, or enlisting as a path to joining the military? All of the above. You guys, I mean, it depends on how new you are for asking that question. But I've talked about it a lot. Like, the path to joining, the path, whichever MOS, what, should you be enlisted? Should you be an officer? Should you be this MOS, this MOS, this MOS? There's no right or wrong answer to any of them. There's no best MOS in the Army. There's no worst MOS in the Army. There's no best path, right? It's all dependent on you and what you want to do with your life. There's no, is active duty better than reserves? Is reserves better than National Guard? It's not like that, right? It's what do you want to do, and then what path, what thing meets the majority of those positives, those pros, those things that you want to accomplish, right? So that's what you're going to have to do, and that's why I recommend writing some things down, like not just like thinking in your head, oh, this might be good for this and this might be good for this, but like if you really like were to write down, certain paths and options, and should you be an officer, should you be enlisted, should you do this MOS or this MOS, like if you really write those down, like it might become a little bit more clear to you on what path you should take. So that is what I think about that. And the same thing with expert gamer. What's your opinion on infantry? Exact same thing. If infantry, so a lot of the things that you're going to do in the infantry is obviously you're going to be dealing with your weapon more than any other MOS. So you're going to get a lot of experience with weapons that you're not going to get as much experience with on any other MOS really. And then you're going to be doing a lot of stuff outside. You're going to be learning platoon tactics, squad tactics. You're going to be setting up patrol paces, which means you're going to be out in the woods a lot. You're going to be running in the woods a lot. You're going to be camping outside a lot, I guess you could say. Like those are going to be like your FTXs, like your field training exercises. You're going to be out there in the wilderness. And then for other people's field training exercises, they're not going to be, running up and down, trying to flank the enemy and do all the different battle drills and stuff. But if you're interested in that stuff, then yeah, infantry, go all the way. For me personally, if I was going to do infantry, I would want to do the option 40 and try to be a ranger infantryman, because then you'll have like baseline infantry, from what I understand, and I could be totally wrong, from what I understand, like just straight infantry, nothing really special else. is you're going to be a little bit more of kicking in doors, clearing rooms, right? So you're going to be doing a whole bunch of that. And maybe doing a bunch of reactive contact. But if you go the Ranger route, you might do some more cool stuff, which is what everybody wants to do, right? So, but it would be a lot harder to become Ranger. So, anyways. Riley. Serious question. How do you deal with the fear of getting killed, which compared to the German military happens a lot in the U.S., and how, so you're saying like the U.S. military members die more than German. I guess I have no clue on statistics, but I guess if we're doing more, then obviously that would be true. In the U.S., and how are topics like PTSD are treated in the military? Greetings from Germany, the German Navy. That is awesome. Thank you for watching. But I wouldn't say the fear of getting killed. How do I deal with it? Number one, I'm not in a combat MOS. I've told my fiance, I've told my family members. My little brother is in a combat MOS, and he almost got blown up whenever he got his deployment. A mortar round landed pretty close to him. But for me, the fear of getting killed, like, there's not that much of a fear there, because number one, I'm an officer and I'm not in a combat MOS. I might be in a combat scenario where I am in an area where there is combat going on, but I, as an officer in my MOS, am very rarely going to go outside the wire and be in harm's way where I could take direct contact. Now, yeah, they may drop mortar rounds and then I could blow up. I hope Kelly didn't hear that. But I'm not too worried about that just because of the job that I have. And then PTSD and things like that, they are taken, I guess, pretty seriously in the military, especially now, especially from a lot of the past that through experiences in the military dealing with that. We've been dealing with it a lot better now, so it's taken pretty seriously. There's a lot of annual trainings and things on that. There's a lot of paths to get help if you need help. So I think we do a really good job of that. Would you recommend a credible female U.S. Coast Guard YouTuber? I do not know any Coast Guard YouTubers. It's not because there's not any out there. I just have never personally searched for a U.S. Coast Guard YouTuber. Just sworn into the Army National Guard last week, going into combat engineer. Any advice? Combat engineer would be a cool one. Try to go to sapper school. That would be cool. That was my big advice. Don't blow yourself up. That's another one. No, I mean, as far as the actual AIT training, I don't know much. I don't know much of the day-to-day job for that. So, Kelly said she heard that. What'd you hear, babe? She just got back from the gym. I'm really considering enlisting. I'm a state volunteer firefighter. Is it hard to become a 12 mic? I said that would be like the only way that I die. She's upset about me saying that I could die from a mortar round. Let me look at this just real quick. Did my thing not work? Click, click, click. Oh, what's up, Iqbal? But anyways, so for being a firefighter in the Army, I've never met one. I know that it's not one of those things where there's a whole bunch of them everywhere. So I would assume it's not like it would necessarily be hard to get in or to get that MOS. It would be more so, is it available? Like, it's one of those things that I say a lot of times in the military. It's not, is it hard to do? It's just, is there a slot available? If there's a slot available, then sure, you can do it. If there's not, then no, you just can't. So, anyways. Nice camera setup. Oh, yeah, I put that there because I just finished recording a video. That is my little camera setup. I leave the wind thing on it just all the time because I just leave it on there. Hunter, will you make a video on how to get ready for individual parts of the ACFT? Yes, I will. But in the meantime, you guys can look up the ACFT. The Army recommends certain exercises, but I will be doing a video on that. What was your ASVAB score? I got a 91 on my ASVAB. I scored a 44 on my ASVAB, and my recruiter told me I could do it if I wanted and if it was available. Well then, yeah, if you can do it and it's available. The real thing, like the higher ASVAB score, you could potentially get just a higher bonus, right? What job in the military is always available? None of them are always available. They all kind of, go through cycles. But anyways, guys, Kelly is back. Babe, do you want to come on and say bye? Can she hear me? I don't think she can hear me. But anyways, Kelly is back from the gym. And that is why I was doing this live stream, because she was gone. So, that is it. I've got a video going up tomorrow. If you guys missed my vlog that we did of our vacation, check it out. It'll probably be somewhere. Hopefully it's over somewhere or where. Check out the shirt, the shop. If you get one of these shirts with something else, you guys get one of these coins. These are one of my coins, second lieutenant coins. There's like literally no other ones in the entire Army. So, yeah, check out the vlog. I put a lot of time into that thing. If you got some time to kill, watch a little bit of it. Come back, watch some more of it. That would be freaking awesome. Leave a comment down below what you think. Anyways, that is it. This was a great live stream. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all later.